Do you want to help solve a cold case? If you do, we have some exciting news. We're teaming up with a very well-known DNA and genetic genealogy company to solve a cold case. In a few weeks, we'll release a video with more details about the case we'll help solve. We'll be doing this through YouTube memberships. Half the money we receive will go to funding DNA testing and genetic genealogy, which will hopefully help solve the cold case. We have 2 membership levels, and both will help solve the cold case. But you'll also get more perks with your membership. With our lowest membership, you'll get loyalty badges, exclusive emojis, early access to videos, and a 15% discount on merchandise. With a higher membership, you'll get all those perks, plus an extra 10% off merch, an exclusive members-only video every month, and you'll be able to vote on the video's topic. What we think the most important aspect of the membership is to help solve the cold case. Once the case is solved, we'll do a video about it, and, with your permission, we'll have your name or username appear in the credits. This is your chance to change from a passive observer to an active participant in solving a murder. With your help, we hope to bring a killer to justice and give a family some closure. Not only will you help solve a cold case, but you'll also be supporting this channel as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please keep an eye out for a video about what crime will help solve. In the meantime, if you're interested in membership, please sign up so you can get early access to videos, the exclusive members-only videos, and other perks. Once again, thanks for watching. Number 3. Bela Lugosi's Mirror. Bela Franz des Basco, better known as Bela Lugosi, was born in the Austro-Hungarian Empire in 1882. In the early 20th century, he became a well-known stage actor in Europe and appeared in multiple films during World War I. Lugosi emigrated to the United States in 1920 and continued to work as an actor. He got roles as a character actor. The actor's big break came when he starred in a 3-long stage production of Bram Stoker's 1847 novel, Dracula. Lugosi reprised the role for Todd Browning's 1931 film adaptation. The film, Dracula, was a massive success and is considered one of the best monster movies ever made. Lugosi's portrayal of Dracula is iconic. His delivery of lines and mannerisms created the template for how movie vampires were portrayed on screen for the next century. Throughout the 1930s and 40s, Lugosi was a staple of Hollywood horror movies. He acted in such films as The Black Hat in 1934, Son of Frankenstein in 1939, and The Body Snatcher in 1945. However, in the 1950s, Lugosi's career rapidly declined. Due to his thick accent, changing Hollywood tastes, and the dependency on methadone, studios started blacklisting him. Near the end of his life, Lugosi took roles that were parodies of his on-screen persona. Bela Lugosi died in 1956 of a heart attack at age 73. While Lugosi often personified evil on the big screen, he was reportedly obsessed with the occult in his private life. Part of that obsession was collecting items associated with the occult. One of the most interesting pieces in his collection was a mirror. Lugosi was supposedly interested in scrying, the practice of looking into a reflective object such as a crystal ball or a mirror to receive messages from spirits or future visions. There are rumors he used the mirror to contact his deceased wife. But Lugosi was married 5 times and he was never a widower, so this particular rumor may not be true. But bizarre things have happened around the mirror after Lugosi's death. In 1982, Frank Slettery was renting Lugosi's former home where the mirror was still housed. Slettery was a criminal lawyer who also wrote, produced, and created the special effects for the blaxploitation horror film Blackenstein. On July 12, 1982, 54-year-old Frank Slettery was found dead in his home. He had been shot execution-style in the master bedroom near Lugosi's mirror. A screwdriver, or something like it, was used to dig the bullet out of his skull. The police were baffled by the case. Although money and expensive items like watches were sitting around, nothing appeared to have been stolen. There were also no signs of a break-in or forced entry. Also, Slattery wasn't involved in shady activities like gambling or drugs. There was also no indication that any of his clients from his work as a lawyer were upset with him. At the time of this recording, the police have no idea who killed Frank Slattery or why they murdered him. Slattery's niece, Cindy Lee, eventually sold the mirror to Zach Bagans for his haunted museum in Las Vegas, Nevada. In a 2016 episode of Deadly Possessions, which is hosted by Bagans, Cindy claims that the mirror absorbed the dark energy from her uncle's murder. Cindy says that the mirror has an evil presence. Two of Cindy's daughters had disturbing experiences with the mirror. Only one daughter would speak on camera, Irene. Irene said that once a hand emerged from the mirror and tried to grab her sister. Her sister was also bitten by a shadowy figure that came out of the mirror. As for Irene, she said she had nightmares when she slept in the same room as the mirror. One time she woke up and had scratch marks on her body. This includes areas on her body that she couldn't reach. Tour guides at Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum have claimed multiple guests have been nauseated after staring at the mirror. They were so ill that 911 was called. Of course, some people are skeptical that the mirror is somehow cursed or haunted, but we would still avoid seeing our reflection in Bela Lugosi's mirror. Number 2. Bloody Mary. When many people think of ghosts appearing in mirrors, Bloody Mary is the one that comes to mind. Bloody Mary has been a pop culture staple for decades, and her legend has inspired films, television shows, songs, video games, and comic books. For generations, the legend has been a rite of passage for youngsters at slumber parties. Psychologists believe that preteens attempt to take part in dark rituals or games to release anxiety and fear. Bloody Mary's identity is a mystery, but there are several theories. One is Queen Mary I, who reigned as Queen of England from 1553 until she died in 1558. Mary was the only child of King Henry VIII and his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. When Henry divorced Catherine, Mary was declared illegitimate and barred from succession to the throne. She was reinstated in the line of succession in 1543. During her reign, she tried to reinstate Catholicism as the true religion of England. In one cruel act, she declared 280 Protestants as heretics and burned them at the stake. Mary died childless at age 42. Her evil deeds earned her the nickname Bloody Mary. Another inspiration for Bloody Mary is Elizabeth Bathory, the Hungarian noblewoman who supposedly tortured and killed hundreds of young women in the late 16th and early 17th centuries. With Bathory, there is so much lore that it's difficult to tell fact from fiction. Supposedly, Bathory sewed young girls' mouths shut, beat them with clubs, and burned them with hot irons. She then bathed in their blood as a way to enhance her youth. Bathory was later punished for her crimes and imprisoned in her home until she died in 1614. Bloody Mary may also be Mary Worth. Details surrounding Worth are a bit murky. She was supposedly an American woman who was accused of being a witch. She allegedly kidnapped children, cast spells on them, and then killed them. Worth was supposedly burned at the stake. The legend goes, as she was being consumed by the flames, she swore she would haunt those who said her name in a mirror. Bob Jensen, head of the Lake County Ghostland Society in Illinois, claims that the Mary Worth story has some historical truth. He said that Mary Worth was a woman who lived in Gurnee, Illinois in the 1860s. According to Jensen's documentation, Worth ran what was described as a reverse underground railroad. Worth made money by luring formerly enslaved people to her home and then sending them back to the South. Supposedly, Worth also tortured and killed people as part of rituals. Locals put a stop to her by burning her at the stake. Besides Queen Mary, Elizabeth Bathory, and Mary Worth, there are other less specific people who could be Bloody Mary. For example, some people claim that Mary was a woman who died by suicide, or she murdered her children, or her baby was stolen. Historians have traced the roots of the Bloody Mary urban legend to the 1970s. The first notable piece of literature about Bloody Mary was published in 1978 in Indiana Folklore. The essay, Mary Wales, I Believe You, was written by folklorist Janet Langolis. The legend has roots in 19th century divination games in which young girls stare into a mirror in a dark room, hoping to see visions of their future. Sometimes they saw their future husbands, and other unfortunate souls saw a skull, meaning they would die before they married. Regardless of the origins, the legend is that Bloody Mary cannot find peace, and she haunts people through mirrors. To conjure her, people chant her name 3 or 13 times in front of a mirror in the midnight darkness. Variations of the chant also include Bloody Mary, I Killed Your Baby, or I Believe in Mary Worth. After Bloody Mary hears her name, she appears in the mirror to cause harm to those participants. Allegedly, she's been known to cause disfigurement, scratch people's eyes out, and even decapitation. If Bloody Mary is feeling merciful, she drives people insane and turns their hair white. In some cases, blood drips from the mirror. There are even stories that she's dragged participants into the mirror. While this may sound far-fetched, we don't want to tempt Bloody Mary by following the ritual to summon her. Number 1. The 1886 Crescent Hotel Mirrors. The 1886 Crescent Hotel is in the small town of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. The hotel, which has Victorian-style architecture, was constructed in 1886. For good reason, the Crescent Hotel markets itself as America's most haunted hotel. Initially, the Crescent was a luxury hotel until it closed in 1908. It then became a woman's conservatory. In 1937, Norman Baker purchased it and opened the Baker Cancer Hospital. Baker claimed that he had potential cures for cancer. However, Baker didn't have any medical training, and he scammed cancer patients and their families out of millions of dollars. In 1940, Baker was arrested for mail fraud and served 4 years of prison. In 1958, he died of cancer. In 1946, the building was opened again as a hotel. Even though the so-called hospital had shut down, some of its patients and employees have never left. One of the most well-known ghosts is a nurse named Theodora, who can be seen on the 3rd floor pushing a gurney. Theodora will introduce herself and then vanish. There are also stories of the ghost of Norman Baker sitting in the lobby. The hotel has countless other sightings of people in Victorian dresses that vanish into thin air. There's even a ghost of an orange tabby cat named Morris who died in the 1970s, who appears to guests. People have claimed they felt a cash brush up against their legs, but when they look, there's nothing there. Another creepy feature of the hotel is the former morgue located in the hotel's basement. Visitors claim to have felt temperatures drop when they enter the room. They also felt uneasy and nauseous in the morgue. A 2019 archaeological dig on the property unearthed multiple specimen jars with human tissue from the building's time as the Baker Cancer Hospital. Perhaps the most famous spirit belongs to a 17-year-old Irish mason named Michael. During the construction in 1885, Michael lost his balance while trying to get the attention of a young woman. He fell to his death from the building's roof and landed in what's now room 218. Michael's ghost makes his presence felt in room 218. He opens and slams doors and moves curtains. People have also heard moaning and what sounds like a man falling to his death. Female hotel guests have also experienced someone tapping on their shoulder or putting their arm around them. One of the scariest features of room 218 is a mirror. Guests have reported hands reaching out of the mirror. In 2004, a guest interested in ghosts took a photo of the mirror. In the photo, there's a dark figure in the mirror. This isn't the only haunted mirror in the hotel. There's a large mirror between the kitchen and the dining room. A waitress saw a couple wearing Victorian wedding clothing in the mirror. The groom turned his head and made eye contact with the waitress. The waitress was so freaked out that she quit. Sarah Eschel, who gives ghost tours of the hotel, had a strange experience with a mirror in the hotel. She took a photo of her son in front of a mirror on the 3rd floor. When she reviewed the photo, she saw a mysterious man in the picture. The man was not there when she took the photo. In a second photo that was taken seconds later, the man is gone. Other figures have been seen in the mirrors. This includes this picture taken on a ghost tour in 2017. The photographer claims the two figures behind the man were not there when the photo was taken. The 1886 Crescent Hotel takes pride in its paranormal reputation. Multiple film crews of paranormal investigators have stalked its hallowed halls for ghostly guests. The hotel offers nightly guided tours. The hotel specifically books room 218 for guests wanting a paranormal experience. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. If you did find it interesting, please make sure you subscribe. We'll have a new video about the paranormal every week. If you just discovered this channel, please make sure you check out our other channel, Criminally Listed. We have over 325 videos featuring bizarre but true crime stories. You can find it at youtube.com/criminallylisted. We also have a podcast about cold cases that were eventually solved called Criminally Listed Presents Into the Killing. You can find it on Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere you find great podcasts. But that's all for today. Thanks again for watching.